Life is like a UFC bout. For example, Islam versus JDM. A lot of people are saying that's a boring fight. All they did was grapple, whatever the case may be. I used to be one of those simpletons that used to say that too, until I started understanding mixed martial arts, wrestling, all the things like that. Both of these two fighters are very skilled. JDM is really, really skilled at striking, and he's a good wrestler. But Islam is one of the best wrestlers, and he has a very high fight IQ. He can even stand up with you and strike with you if he needs to. Well, what JDM got that night was outclassed. To the average person who doesn't understand fighting, they just think, oh, it's a hug fest, you know what I mean? To the person that understands it, it's a chess game. It's like, goddamn, this is a very skilled fight, and this motherfucker is holding him and dominating the whole fight. We see it as dominating. He's dominating him the whole time. You see it as born. You see it as born. Now, I don't understand chess or checkers, but I respect people that play chess and checkers. You know why? Because it takes a high IQ and an intelligent person to play chess and checkers. So you have no other choice but to respect a top chess player. Feel what I'm saying? Because if you know anything about the sport or the game, you know it's very hard to compete at a high level. And anybody who's at the top of the level, top 10 people in the whole world, those are the smartest motherfuckers in the whole entire goddamn world. And I respect those people. Now, to a simpleton, they don't respect people like that because they don't play chess or checkers. So they're like, if I don't play chess or checkers, what the fuck do I give a fuck about chess and checkers for? If they was forced to watch a chess and checkers game, they wouldn't like it. Same thing with people that don't like opera. They don't understand what goes into the composition. I used to hate opera. I used to hate painting because I didn't understand it. Very slow, long process. But people stand up for it and they clap for it because it is a very hard thing to master. It's something that takes a long time to perfect. You know, it's an artwork and it is true art. Same thing with a statue. The creating of a statue is very boring. It takes a long time. You know, but the end result is beautiful. But there are people who like the whole process of creating a statue. That's why I respect people that make statues. You know, I respect wrestlers, boxers, chess players, golf players, baseball players, any player, because to compete at a top level, it is very hard and extremely hard to do, even though I myself may not understand it. And that exactly is what life is about. You know, painters and musicians like that, you know, composers used to be the celebrities back then. Now people are starting to theorize that there will be a new celebrity. I've been theorizing this. I told y'all months ago that there was going to be a new set of celebrities. I don't know what they're going to be. It could be streamers and content creators. But it's going to be a new set of celebrities instead of actors and artists. Why? Because each generation has different people of importance. There was times where warriors, captains, they were the celebrities. They were the ones that women shrouded over and told stories about. Nowadays, warriors, which are soldiers and veterans, they don't even get half the love they should. Feel what I'm saying? A motherfucker like Mark Wahlberg could play a warrior or a soldier and get more love than the person that actually went through what he went through in the movie. Feel what I'm saying? The fucking actor. So it's going to be a new line of celebrities. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's no more celebrities no more. Industries used to put a lot behind celebrities to make them seem larger than life. The industry that still does that is K-pop. You know what I'm saying? They still do that. But people like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, all these artists that y'all say, we don't have no more of those. Well, back then they used to make them seem larger than life. And they were talented. Now you're saying, well, there's no more talented people like that. No, it's a lot of talented people like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. They're just not famous. And if they were to get famous, they wouldn't have the same level of marketing that they used to do back then. Back then, everything was big back then. Feel what I'm saying? They used to do a lot of stuff to help them. Even the smaller artists, like rappers and things like that, people want to be a part of that. They had brands, you know, shirts, you know, merchandise. Now everybody got a brand or a merchandise. You know, it kind of shits and dims, you know, the fucking brand. You know what I mean? This past year, I've been learning a lot about music marketing. It broke my heart to learn all the stuff that goes into making music, the money, the connections. Everybody that you can think of that's famous had connections, whether it was from the hood, whether it was people that they knew in the goddamn city, the label, no one made it on their own or with a couple people. They had somebody or a backing to back them up. Everybody from No Limit, Birdman, DMX, anybody you could think of, Biggie, anybody. But I didn't know that. So growing up, I wanted to be famous. I thought that selling records, you get it's word of mouth, you start blowing up. It broke my heart to learn how it really worked. And I got fat eating, so I was so sad and stressed about trying to make it and stuff like that. But now I know the truth. I know the smoke and mirrors. Now I got a new venture. And with music being so easily consumed and easily digested, you know what I mean? People hear albums and shit like that and just drop them, When I was growing up, just a couple years ago, when Kendrick Lamar dropped Pimp a Butterfly, or J. Cole dropped 2014, all them albums that came out, man, people talked about them albums for like the whole year, 2 years, man. They used to talk about them singles for years. No Role Models played on the fucking radio for like 3 years, you know what I'm saying, in rotation. Nowadays, people waiting for the next person. They waiting for the next goddamn album. If you drop an album, they waiting for you to drop an album 4 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? It's easier digestible. So that done took me a little away from music, man. I still make it, but it's like there was a time where you made a piece of art and people listen to that shit. That's what I grew up on. And it's like, damn, the smoke and mirrors, that shit is all gone. We got new shit on the way, though.